other out, and if the class becomes bigger, we're gonna do so much activity. Maybe some of you might have experience. We got drunk, we got wasted several times. Some of them lost their memory. We bring like local food, like your own country's food, exchange, and we probably won't be able to do it here because like this is, you're renting a place. But anyway, we shall move on. So this week, in general, I didn't do crap because it was so hot. Instead, I was watching Money Heist. You know what that is? La Casa de Papel. I was watching the remake version of it. Have anyone seen Korean remake version of it? How was it? It was good? Oh my, it was like, oh, so cringy from the beginning, like Tokyo isn't BTS fan, what the hell? So anyway, today, I will give you guys a lot of time to talk to each other since there are many people and many newcomers. So I'll give you about 5 to 6 minutes with your partners, introduce yourself and talk about how was your week, your job, or whatever you want to talk about. So I'll give you about 5 minutes. Here we go.
Where are the Philippines go? Yeah, my mom. Yeah, back to the city. That's my mom's hometown. Yeah. My mom's from the Philippines. My dad is American. That's what happens for what's your parents do?
반대다. 이 사람이 이 소리다. 이 사람. 이분이 이 소리.
이분 이종학?
이분이 중학인데.
중학이야, 중학이야. 중학.
US, I live in Alabama. Yeah, right now I live in school. When I go back, I'm thinking of moving to Georgia. Yeah, you know this spot? Oh, it's a great spot. It's up in the southeast. Right on this area. It's like one of the busiest airports. They have like CNN stop so that's why I'd like to move You're always dramatic about it. Let's get to and I just be an ass go, yes, right, let's get to
Okay, everyone. At once. Okay, nice. Okay, one rule, like when I'm holding this, like I want you to focus on me. I will give you plenty of more time to talk. So since we have many new members today, let's get to know each other a little better. So let's start from SD. SD man, how are you today? How are you this week?
Pretty good. I started work finally.
Intern, right?
Yes.
Nice.
But the office is really far, so I have to wake up pretty early and like leave my house very early. It takes around 1 hour 20 minutes to.
1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's in Yeoksamdo.
Yeoksam. But it's still line 2. Like just go to the other side.
The building is like 16-minute walk from the station, so I prefer to take the bus because the bus stops.
740.
Yeah. And it's been pretty fun. Yesterday we had like a Marketers Day event where we introduced ourselves using Mukke and Bonke. So it was pretty fun.
Oh, nice. And 중학 was it?
네,
네.
영어로 말하면.
Yes, in English, of course. Is it 중학? How was your week?
I work every weekday, and my hobby is exercise. So
Exercise.
every day I
Like you weightlift or
Only race.
only weightlift?
Yeah.
I hate weightlift.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
And Sonok, how was your week?
Pretty good, pretty busy, varied.
Very busy?
Varied, like different things.
Ah, you did like all kinds of things? I'm curious. Okay. And Alexa, you feel better?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. Yesterday I went traveling.
You went.
to London.
Oh, that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Yongbo,
Yeah.
how was your week?
Very busy.
Very busy.
I got involved in lots of overseas projects in my company.
Overseas projects.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Energy projects.
Oh, very important person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And also during my free time, I played tennis with my coworkers.
Tennis.
Yeah, tennis. I'm learning tennis now. Yeah.
Oh, you began to play tennis.
Yeah, I'm a beginner.
How is it?
It was really fun.
Really fun?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Azucena, it's so like weird to see you in the clothes that like you're not ready to go to club. Like, how was your week?
I mean, my brother came to visit, and we went to the, I'm trying to remember the name,
경복궁.
the Royal Palace, and then we dressed up in the hanboks, with me and my brother and my friend, and I think it was really fun. It took us 2 hours to get through the whole palace, which was great because our rental was only 2 hours, so it was really fun. I think that was like the highlight of my week, so.
Your mom visited.
My brother.
Your brother.
My brother visited.
Okay, that explains the clothes.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, last week she was like, oh, like had this like spider gloves and like, oh, like. And Chunyong, I haven't seen you in a while. How was your week?
Nothing special as always.
Nothing special as always. Okay. And Caleb?
Not the same. I just worked out and did some editing. And I've got some good news and stuff.
Good news?
Yeah.
Oh, you got what's the good news? And Sarah?
We just arrived last week.
Oh, you just came to Korea. Welcome. Oh.
So we saw a lot. We went up to the Namsan Tower yesterday.
Namsan Tower.
And been seeing Gangnam, Hongdae, a little bit of Itaewon, yeah. So a lot of walking.
So super beginner's course to like start a life in Korea. Like you guys should like give some tips like where to go.
Please.
Where are you from, Sarah?
Denmark.
Denmark. Okay. And like you had English name.
No,
Like was it Donghun?
Yeah.
How was your week?
Not special. It's been really hot.
Yeah, it's true.
It's been really other than that, no, not special.
You just go out, you just sweat.
Yes, that was watching myself, but I'm not at home for other than not special.
Estine?
Yeah.
Are you from Denmark also?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we came last week, and we made the mistake today to go to Gangnam at 12 o'clock, which was the hottest time of day.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so we went home again and just relaxed. So we haven't been doing much today.
Okay. When did you guys come, by the way? Like this week?
Yeah, we came, we got our apartment Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, we arrived Friday last week.
Oh, so this is their first weekend in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, we should mess them up. And Chonghyun, how was your week?
One of my friends is working in Kazakhstan, and
Kazakhstan?
and he came here as his personal holiday. So I met him yesterday, and we went to a good restaurant, and we went to Norebang together.
Norebang,
So
nice.
It was really good fun.
Have you guys been to Norebang yet?
No.
No? Okay. Noted. And Jonathan, my man, how was your week?
It's alright, man. Just work and dance practice, and that's about it.
He's gonna be performing on Monday for the Colombian Independence Day at a Four Seasons Hotel. Swag. And Isol, was it?
Yes.
How was your week?
I'm not busy on weekend. I just started speaking English. I have found on the application, so I can talk with foreign people, so
Mhm.
I came to here from Seoul Station,
Se-
nearby Swan.
Swan.
Yeah.
Oh, you came a long way. Well, hopefully you'll be able to speak English a lot until you get sick of it. Okay, now I get to know slightly more about you guys. And for Sarah and Estine, this will be perfect for you because it might prevent you guys from making mistakes in front of Korean. Because today's topic is about manners. Like many foreigners, like we all learn different manners. Like manners, like they're different in all countries. So, okay, raise your hand. Who says who's the gesture for come here is this? Raise your hand. Denmark, America, Germany, Australia. How about India? No? Oh, you do this also? Oh. When you do this in Korea, you only do this to dog. Or just like, come here little bitch, like let's fight. We do this. Of course, like many foreigners get confused. Like, are you telling me to like come here or go away? They get confused, but this is how we do. So this is what we're gonna talk about today. So I'll give you about 3 to 4 minutes with your partner. Talk about like when you were like befuddled. Oh, like this is rude in Korea. Like I didn't know. This is not rude in my country. I want you guys talk about experiences of that. I'll give you guys about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, here we go.
Remember in the first Matrix?
First Matrix.
Yeah, like we just like, of course, like Americans are big on eye contact. Like as a kid, the teacher, whenever he talks to my students, sometimes I feel like the teacher would get talking. Territorial and social circle. I think anyone can, but because of the freedom of being outside of the bounds and very different. Yeah. And I know like it's like a big no-no. Yeah, that's a big thing in the US, especially people in the South. Like, we just like walk around spots. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Of course, like people in the North, they don't do that shit. They just walk in like, some big smile, big smile. Yeah, like the Northern states, like Illinois, New York. They don't smile. My dad was in the military too. I would say that I am more sensitive, yeah, I look out more for good manners. Like I had a coworker, I don't like him. I think he's very rude. My other coworker is which makes me look insane. recently, like, yeah, well, I'm just like walking my class and he grabs each other and he's like, you can't knock. And it's like, my friends said, but you can't knock. Stuff like that. I just love doing stuff like that. That's all I can do. And this kid's American. Let me rephrase that. He was born in Mexico, but he's an American citizen. So he should know better. Alright, so that's like the thing. Like, wrong problem. We are very expected, not Yeah, it's just different. It's like more subtle. Yeah, it's just a really small difference. That I mean, I know I'm pretty it's always like, say sorry. Sorry, I got sorry. But, yeah, but like, whenever I got this fight, I got into this argument with an ex of mine last year. Like, say sorry. I'm like, no. Why? I told him why. Because I'm not sorry. Two, if I said sorry because you told me, then I really wouldn't be sorry. So no. But like Koreans demand, you say sorry. I don't feel that they don't want an actual apology. They want to feel superior or feel in a better moral position than the person who they think did wrong. And like, why should I say sorry if I feel I did nothing wrong?
Okay, guys. Okay, let's hear about the experience when you pissed off Korean people. Jonathan, he has been here for how long? 6 years now. Based on your experience, like, what was the biggest cultural difference for manners? Like, this is like in between like Korea and America.
I think some people in like Korean social circles can be very territorial. If you try and like barge in or do something that someone don't like, they'll give you a big no-no.
Mm-hmm. I think I know what you mean.
That'd be about it. And then when it comes to like arguments and stuff, like
Arguments.
when I've had like a previous girlfriend, like a year or two ago, she's like, say sorry. I'm like, no. She's like, why not? One, I'm not sorry. One, I'm not saying sorry because I believe I didn't do anything wrong. Two, if I actually said sorry, then that means I wouldn't have meant it. I would have said sorry just to keep you quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I wasn't in the business of being insincere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's like another thing I noticed.
Yeah, saying sorry is actually like the endless loop in Korean relationship. Like girlfriends get mad, and Korean guys just want to like get this over with, like, I'm sorry, and girls were like, oh, what are you sorry about? And like guys cannot answer. Oh, I'm sorry for being sorry, and it never ends. For Estine, before coming here, have you heard some tips from your friends in Korea or from other people that like, oh, do not do this in this country?
I think it was just like be very aware of how you like treat your elders, like receiving and giving with two hands. And but one of the biggest like surprises just in this week is like on the street, like when people don't move at all when approaching each other. If they walk in the middle of the street, like they don't care. Like you have to go really awkwardly around them. They just walk in.
That's just rude people.
Yeah.
That's just like one of rude Korean people. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, we were having trouble with how do you say names to each other? Is it just she, or when it goes to Aya, and so it was difficult because in Denmark it's just the name.
Yeah.
So how do you call people? How do you approach people? When are you Ajuma, Ajushi?
Oh, let me tell you the difference between how to distinguish oppa and 아저씨. When you say oppa, when the guy feels happy, he's 아저씨. When you say oppa, and if the guy's like, he's oppa then, like he's not old then. But generally, 아저씨 and 아줌마, like it's like married people. But nowadays, it's kind of hard to tell. Like 아저씨 look young, 아줌마 look young nowadays.
Is it just married people? So you married your Ajuma? Oh.
So if you're like 22 and if you get married, like you're 아저씨, 아줌마. And official term it is. But nowadays it's just like, oh, you're old, you're 아저씨. And Azucena, have you had some like trouble because of cultural difference?
I think so. I think when I was in the beginning, I feel like I would hug people to say hello or goodbye, but that's not really a thing that you guys do here. Like if I would go and they're oh my friend, and people would just be like, kind of awkward about it because it's like I think you're just supposed to say oh goodbye, but I was like oh hello, and then they'd be like what are you doing?
Oh yeah, that could
And so I
happen.
just kind of like learned to keep my distance, from people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do that.
Yeah, just do this.
Yeah, no, like no touching. Yeah, I say hello.
And SD, like, have you ever had some like trouble with it? Trouble with Korean people?
Not, but these days when I'm like, since I'm taking the bus very frequently, it's very crowded. So when I have to move, I try to say excuse me, but there's no equivalent word in Korean. But what Koreans do is they will literally push me out of the way and just like go off.
Yeah, that's true. They were like, get the fuck out of my way. They do that. They
It's like no one cares. Like people are stepping on my shoes. They're pushing me.
Like it's GTA. Like they do that sometimes. But like Korean people can piss you off also. Like you must have been confused. Like they always ask your age. At the first you meet person for the first time. Oh, what's your name? How old are you? And girls, especially ladies, you will like, oh, what the fuck do you want to know that? Because of 형, 누나, 오빠, we have title depending on our age, so that happens. So first, we're gonna know some useful phrases regarding manner. I want you guys to repeat loudly after me. Okay, when you ask someone, oh, can I do this? And if you can, that person is going to answer. Repeat after me. 네, 그럼요. 네, 그럼요 means, oh, of course, you can do this. Oh, you can eat in theater now. And 네, 괜찮아요 is kind of same, but it's not it's alright. It's not recommendable, but you can do it. It's 네, 괜찮아요. And when you do something that you're not supposed to do, someone's gonna come and say, 저기요. Repeat after me. 저기요. That's excuse me. That's not a good sign. And you cannot do this something negative. Repeat after me. 안 돼요. You cannot do this. And this is the magic word. Really? I didn't know. That's a magic word. Okay, you gotta put some feelings in it. Repeat after me. 그래요? Really? 몰랐어요. I didn't know. You gotta look as innocent as possible. Open your eyes being like, 그래요? And of course, my bad, I'm sorry. That will be 죄송합니다. Okay, so let's start with, can I do this? Now, you guys would know because of 받침 and the verb 하다, they're always, in Korean grammar, you always conjugate in two or 3 versions, always, which is kind of like pissing you guys off. So let's start with first version. So if the vowel ends with a, o, such as 가다, which means to go, 가, you remove 다 first, and you add 아도 돼요. Repeat after me. 아도 돼요. So 가다 becomes 선옥. How would it become? How would 가다, like to go would become like can I do? 가도 돼요. And 아즈세나, do you know the verb 사다? To buy. Can I buy this? How would you conjugate? 사도 돼요? That is correct. And the second version would be, like the most common Korean verb is 하다. You add noun and you add 하다. 하다 is just do something. So 하다 becomes, repeat after me, 해도 돼요. So let's, for example, play with your phone. Jonathan, 스마트폰 하다, how would it become?
스마트폰 해도 돼요?
Can I do phone here? Nice. And this is important. 안 하다, 안 is something negative. 안 하다 means to not do. So if it conjugates, it would become like, oh, you don't have to do this. Caleb, 안 하다, how would it become? 안 해도 돼요? It would be like, oh, like, is it okay if I don't do this? And if it doesn't end with 하다, or doesn't end with 아, 오, in most cases, it becomes 얻어도 돼요. So 먹다, it doesn't end with 오, 아, or 하다. So, Estin, how would 먹다 become? Can I eat? How would you say it? 먹어도 돼요. That is correct. And 마시다, to drink. Sarah, how would it become? 마시다. 마셔도 돼요. That is correct. So, I'll give you guys about 3 minutes. Review. If you don't know, ask your Korean partners. And if there are some other verbs that you would personally like to know, ask your Korean partners also. How do I say this? And Korean partners can like give it a little quiz. How would you conjugate this? I'll give you guys 3 minutes. Here we go. Today's going to be a little bit easy for you.
I actually use this a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I bet. It will be like reviewing.
Is the exception?
This is the third version.
Third version.
If it doesn't end with hata or o a, like 먹다, 먹어도 돼요. 마시다, it doesn't end with a or it's not hata. It becomes 마시. It is originally 마시 얻어 돼요, but we shorten it. 마셔도 돼요. You get it?
안 먹어도 돼요.
응? 펜? 펜. 펜 있어?
한국에서도 언제 봐?
Okay, guys, let's make this a little bit more challenging. Now, same action could vary depending on like where you are at. Like doing phone could be okay outside, but in movie theater it would be not okay. Like drinking alcohol, like you cannot drink at work, but here you can. Like just like that, like some actions, like depending on place, it could be okay or it could not be okay. So, can I do this here? Yes, Jonathan, that is allowed. So, when this action about location, you say, repeat after me, 에서. So, location plus 에서 is doing something there. Now, it could be a little bit confusing. What's the difference between 에 or 에서? SD, do you know?
A is generally used for going in terms of direction if you're going towards something, but eso is used when the action is being done at that place. So 학교에 가요, and 학교에서 공부해요. So 학교. So since you're going to the school, you say 학교에 가요, and you're studying at the school, you say 학교에서 공부해요.
So the main thing, like 학교에 가요, it means I am going to school. But 학교에서 공부해요 is I am studying in school. So I am studying is more important. The action is more important here. So in here, like doing smartphone in movie theater, which means that doing smartphone is the main thing of this sentence. So which becomes 에서 in this case. So for example, the movie theater is called 영화관. Now, then, okay, Alexa, how would you say, since movie theater is 영화관, can I do smartphone in movie theater? Oh, nice. Which, the answer is no, by the way. Or Jonathan, you know how to say school, right?
Yeah.
학교.
Yeah.
How would you say, can I drink alcohol in school?
학교에서 술 마셔도 돼요?
That's how we do. So, here are some locations that you would most likely to go. Let's review really fast. The subway, 지하철. 지하철. 버스, which is bus, yes. And school is 학교. And movie theater is 영화관. And cafe is a cafe. So, okay, now that you guys know some locations now, you might have some locations that you don't know or you want to know. Now that you know place and can I do this? Now you can ask your Korean partner, oh, how do I say this location? And Korean partners, you tell the location or you could give them quiz like, oh, then since this location is this, how would you say, can I do this in here? And make sure to make it challenging for your partner. I'll give you guys about 3 to 4 minutes. Here we go.
If I want to say, can I use my phone at theater, is it more natural to say
숙관에서 사실 기분은 어때요?
Can I slightly different? I think it is
해변. 영화관에서 스마트폰 I always have to be
I'm always his partner. I have been learning Korean for 6 months. And he is 3 years.
I always have to make a joke.
I know. I'm not looking for
The song sometimes. No, three times. Yeah, the song sometimes. Been to Haeundae, Gwanghwamun, been to beach in Gwanghwamun. I've been to Gwanghwamun for my birthday. my friends and I went there to eat and stuff. Super fatty, very fancy, very healthy. What about the seasons? Like, yeah, because what is the summer? What is summer in Korean? Should I say 여름이서 how would I ask if I can eat that in the summer? I know it's a winter dish, but let's pretend I didn't know. How could I say, can I eat this this summer? Not Esso. Esso is a place. Alright, winter is summer. What is winter? So I'd be like asking someone's like, let's go to Jersey. Oh yeah. Cherry blossom. This year, cherry blossom season is like very short. Yeah, it was like gone in like 2 weeks. Like, normally it's like 3 or 4 weeks. That was like really weird. This year was very short. Now like here, because like every year I've got to see cherry blossoms, but this year not so much. I normally see them in Japan.
Okay, guys. So Caleb, what did your partner give you as a sentence? Like, what sentence did your partner like make you do?
남대문 시장 남대 큐어도 해요.
남대문 시장에서. What did you say after?
남대문에서 남대 큐어도 해요.
돼요. Nice, nice. And SD, did you learn some new sentence? Like
We learned new words.
new word. Like what did you learn?
Places like a coastal city is 항구도시. Like
항구도시,
Harbor City.
Harbor City.
And like Seoul, since it's the capital city, it's called 특별시. Special city.
Okay. Esteem, did your partner like challenge you with some new locations and new verbs?
수영장에서 잡을래요?
Which means?
Is it okay to sleep in the swimming pool?
Right. At the bench, yeah, sure, but in water, like I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, now that we have learned how to ask, oh, can I do this? Now we have to learn in case the other person says, hell no, you cannot do this. So you cannot do this. Of course, there are two versions here. When there is, if the verb ends with consonant or if it doesn't. So if it does end with 받침, okay, you add 으면 안 돼요. Repeat after me. 으면 안 돼요. So for example, 먹다, which is to eat, 먹 ends with consonant. So you remove 다 and you add 으면 안 돼요, which becomes 먹으면 안 돼요. For example, oh, you cannot eat here. 여기서 먹으면 안 돼요. Or 신다. 아즈세나, do you know what 신다 is? It's a verb to wear, but only for shoe and socks. So, 집에서, which is, 집 is home, by the way. And 신발 is shoe. 신다 will become 신으면 안 돼요. You cannot wear a shoe in house. Like, other than America, like, do people wear shoe in your house? In Australia, you do? not allowed it?
No, I feel like in Germany a lot of people wear their shoes, but my family doesn't wear shoes inside.
But generally, many German people do. How about Denmark? Do people wear shoe? No?
Only if it's special birthdays, but it's very rare. Yeah.
So generally, no.
Generally, no.
Like I was shocked when I was in America. Like people were wearing shoes and they were like lying on bed. I was like, what the hell? That's nasty. Why would you do that? And if it doesn't end with 받침, you just say 면 안 돼요. So 으면 안 돼요, 면 안 돼요. So 가다, to go, you should not go there. It's gonna become 가면 안 돼요. So again, we learned location. Now again, like you cannot do this, varies depending on locations. So I'll give you guys about 2 minutes. Korean partners, make it challenging, like give this kind of verb, this kind of verb. Like it doesn't have to be inside here. Like there are verbs that your partners may want to know. So location and verb, and you should not do this. So make it challenging for them. Okay, 2 minutes.
I can't drink at a hospital. It's like 영화에서 what's the word for smoking? I don't smoke, but how do you say to smoke? I don't smoke. So I would say like,
Alexa, how you doing? How you doing, Alexa?
It's hard to say, that's why it's hard. Like the grammar itself is not hard, but to say it.
To say it is, yes. 공항? How would you say you cannot wear a shoe in airport? Like you're doing it all right, no?
I could say. You can smoke at a bar or whatever. Yes, so 담배 해도 돼요. 담배 피워도 돼요. You can smoke there. You can smoke there. All right.
What?
I know, I always remember that there's a joke. Hey, real talk.
Yeah, the real world shit. Yeah.
I don't know what's the word to wear. I would say like, yeah, like, let's see, like something you can't do. Hold on, let me see. Like, 백화점은 백화점에서 이모가 1등을 한다. 입으면
오늘 뭐 넣어줄 수 있어요?
입으면 you can't wear swimwear at the
Guys, can I have your attention for a second? Okay, after class, who's not coming to eat dinner? Because like we need to reserve, like we need to call and reserve, and like find restaurant that accepts like 10 foreigners. And they will be like, oh, what the hell? Like, so we need to call around places. Everyone's coming? Everyone's coming? 다 저녁 드시러 오시는 거죠? 네, 알겠습니다. So, Jonathan, I heard that you were practicing something very practical. The location was beach. The location was beach. Like I heard keyword beach, pretty girl, stare at. You should not. So, could you elaborate?
Okay. 해변에서 예쁜 여자 보면 안 돼요.
해변에서 예쁜 여자 보면 안 돼요. 보다 is to look. That's why you have the sunglasses for, no? And 선호? For the keyword, school, smoke, no.
학교에서 담배 피면 안 돼요.
Oh, very nice. Just in case you don't know, like don't. So today we're going to talk about like a lot of cultural things, because like I would like to learn more about you guys, like your cultures. So here are some manners that you should never do in Korea. I have explained about this. This means let's fight, and always take your shoes off indoor. And some of you may not know, but like you should not eat before elderly eat first. Of course, like for us, like it doesn't matter. Like 1 or 2 years old gap, it doesn't matter. But if the gap is like generation gap, you should wait for the other older person to like eat first. And many of you made this mistake. I kind of noticed. You should not stick your chopstick on a rice bowl. Do you know why?
Because it's done when people are doing like a death ceremony.
It's a ritual when we commemorate dead people. So like, if he's here and I'm here, and if he has a rice, his rice, and if he sticks the chopsticks in his rice, he's saying that you're a dead man. So never do this. Like, And there's got to be more manners that you should never do in Korean. Maybe there was something that I don't know. So Korean partners, share some manners that you know that foreigners should never do in Korea. I'll give you about 2 minutes.
인원이 너무 많아서 숙박밖에 안 될 것 같은데.
근데 거기 가 그냥.
원래 갔던데?
거기가 가격이 이렇게 안 비싸가지고 괜찮아.
그럴까?
Older person is above you. And I'm like, you always pour for the older person. Really? Can't think of anything else. Yeah, drink them out. Yeah, that's a normal speed.
I think we know each other and this day.
Near my apartment, I talked to the lady. She's a Korean lady. So she knows she likes things that the Koreans don't like to talk. I wouldn't say shy. I like
Okay, guys, let's hear some other Koreans' knowledge. Ithor, in Korea, like, are there some manners that foreigners should never do, other than here?
In Korea, when we use subway station.
Subway station.
In Korea, very quiet, be quiet.
Uh-huh.
And just talk little
Uh-huh.
sound. That's the difference thing from the other country.
Oh yeah, like in the subway station, in subway, like you're supposed to be quiet, but like some ajumma, like they're always loud. Question?
Do people see it as rude when you talk in the subway?
It's just manner, like oh, just keep it quiet. And like some persons just gonna like, hey, just be quiet. They might do that. And Chunghak, was it?
Yeah.
Do you have some like manners that foreigners should always keep in mind?
Maybe we had dinner with older person,
Mm-hmm.
and the younger person served the chopstick and spoon. Polite action.
Yeah, like usually like young person, like they gotta like set the table,
Yeah.
like the chopstick and the spoon and like pour the water and all that. Very annoying. And Chunyong, would you like to share some manners that's not here? No? Okay, like, okay, he must have lived abroad for... Chungyeon, any manners that you would like to like share? Korean manner.
I don't think anything.
Like, for example, like, when you drink with elderly, you have to be a bit like this. Stuff like that, like, minor stuff.
Question, do you also do that when you drink wine?
Eat wine?
Move to the side and drink wine? Or do you just do it like traditional Korean?
I don't drink wine, so I don't... My bad, I don't drink wine. And you may be shocked, like many of these like forbidden actions, like prohibitions, they're from superstitions. Like, oh, for example, many Korean elderly say you should not clip your nails at night. Alexa, like, can you guess why?
No. Oh, yeah, because the mice come and eat your nails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when you clip your nails at night, like some nails gonna just pop out to houses, like to other places, and rats will come and they will eat the nail and they will transform into you, and they're gonna pretend that, oh, I am that person. So elderly say like, do not clip your nails at night, but the biggest reason is it's loud. So like, or never turn on fans all night, or you will suffocate to die. That's like old superstition. That is not true. Like elderly, they just wanted to save the electricity bill. Or there's some superstitions, like many Koreans would know. There's a superstition that at midnight, if you bite a kitchen knife and you pour water at midnight, and if you look at the water, for ladies, you will be able to see your future husband.
While biting the knife?
You bite the kitchen knife, and you pour water at midnight, and you look at the water, and you see your future husband. Like there's a like scary story, like the girl, like, oh, she dropped the knife by mistake, and she got married, and she found like, oh, the husband had a scar on his forehead. So Korean partners, share some superstitions, like share some superstitions that we have and that led to don't do this. And I bet that in your country you have these kind of superstitions also. Don't do this, or like the ghosts will gonna come and like they're gonna take you and all that. So I'll give you about 3 to 4 minutes. Share with that with your partner. Here we go.
fact that only pronounced like
If you see a coin on the floor and it's a penny and it's heads up, so that's a penny. Oh yeah. Oh, that's like you're gonna walk away. Wait, I give a girlfriend I thought you said giving a gift to your I gave a girlfriend years ago. And she walked up to me, having broke up. She walked up and I
he or
Okay, let's hear it from you guys. Youngbo, could you tell some other Korean superstitions?
Yeah. So I told them, do not whistle at night.
Why?
Snakes or ghosts can come along to us.
Yes, like the elderly say, like do not whistle or at night time. The reason, because it's loud, like, and they want to go to sleep. Or Koreans would probably know, like, have you guys been to Deoksugung? It's a palace, beautiful palace, and there's a like road for like walking, really beautiful. But there's a superstition that if a couple walks on this road, they're gonna break up. And the reason is, like, at the end of this road, there's a family court, so like people are going to get divorced there anyway. Like, or there's like superstition that if you give girl a fancy shoe, you're gonna like she's going to run away with wearing that shoes. But of course, there's this excuse that guys make up because they don't want to give expensive shoes.
I bought a girl shoes and she left me.
Oh, do you think she was the reason?
Huh?
Do you think that was the reason?
No, I just think she was a bitch. But
Okay.
either way, I bought shoes and she left.
Okay, then how about other countries? Okay, one question. Which of your country believes in like Friday 13th? America, Denmark, Germany, not India? Like for us, like 4 is a bad number because it sounds like death. Just by the way, like, why do people fear Friday 13th? Because of Jason, or like, is there like reason, like historical reason?
In Europe, the 13th of the month was considered like an executioner's day.
Executioner's Day.
Yeah, so people would be like killed on that day.
Oh, really? Is that true in Denmark,
No,
or?
it's just from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the movie?
Yeah, it's spread.
I heard that like Apollo 13 crashed on Friday the 13th, so like that was one of the reasons why. Or like, oh, like there's a ghost, like when there's like bad luck, like which of your country like throws salt behind your back? Denmark, America, Germany. Oh, really? Like, why is that, by the way? Like, it's like for the bad luck?
Yeah, it makes the bad luck go away.
Because like we do the same thing, Korean. Like, when there's a like shitty customer in restaurant, when that shitty customer leaves, the owner was like, throw some salt over there. No, like we do that. Like for like, I guess there's some religious reason. Maybe it works. Or black cat symbolizes bad luck. I think that would be like kind of universal in most countries. So I'll give you guys about 2 minutes. Talk about some superstitions in your country. Okay, here we go. Oh.
I thought Friday the 13th was about.
But I think that comes from.
I thought Friday the 13th was about the executioner.
Because in Australia, they call it because Australia snaps the tree. And in the trap.
There's a big one. You find a coin and it rounds and it heads up. If you see a coin is looking, you should take it. Hopefully, there's something about I know that 4 is associated with in China and Japan too. You know, getting out animation. Animation. Yeah. Like any one of the characters, he's obsessed with the number 4. It's like, he'll freak out if you give him like 4 pieces of cake. He's like, I don't want that, someone's gonna die. He's like obsessed, he's like very superstitious. He freaks out. If someone gives him some bullets for his gun, he's like, give me 4 bullets, give me 5. Things like that.
In Australia, if it's a superstition, people like it's like don't look out into the desert.
Lots of motives, goes to the river, I'll be home about 30 minutes, so I just want to walk
main city, and then just a bit out of the city, there will be state and Joanna, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mommy's like this. Mommy's like this. Your
Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone. Can you guys focus, guys? Okay, Azucena, as a Mexican American, could you tell us about the superstition called La Llorona?
La Llorona. I feel like there's the two ones for Mexico. I feel like parents always tell their kids if you do bad, if you don't listen, is that we will take you or La Llorona. I feel like another superstition my mom always told me as a child is that you should never like point a knife at somebody because the devil will push you.
Oh.
It's like the devil will push you to kill somebody that's your fault. So never point a knife at anybody.
Okay, like will do. Okay. I was about to, but like I won't. And Alexa, like many like Korean kind of have this stereotype. They're like, oh, German people are logical, reasonable. Like they wouldn't have superstition, do they?
Yeah, we have that.
Okay. What kind of superstition?
Like for drinking, it is like if you like cheer on, you have to look each other in the eyes. It's very important.
Oh, in the eye.
Yeah, because otherwise you will have bad sex for 7 years.
For bad.
Bad sex. Yeah.
For 7 years.
For 7 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Another one is you can't give your last cigarette to someone because your last cigarette is for yourself or your enemies. Because like, during World War II, you would kill people with cigarettes with poison. So you don't give your last cigarette to a person.
So like if you give your last cigarette to other person, like to German, that like German people get angry? Like,
yeah, we would not take it.
Don't like, oh, you think I'm your enemy or like something like that?
Yeah.
How about Denmark, Sarah? Like, is there any like superstition?
We have one where when people die, we open the window so the souls can come out, or else they will haunt the place they died at.
Oh, like they cannot go past the window?
No.
So
we
they're
open
like,
the window for a couple of hours so they can fly out.
like, excuse me. How about India? Like this, there's some like superstition. I think like there would be, since there are so many gods.
Superstitions, yeah. Like, I was telling them that you cannot do like sound of scissors, like the clipping sound, like.
At all time?
The reason behind that is basically just a noise.
Because it's annoying.
Yeah. What else? Like, do you know like banyan tree?
Banyan tree?
The big tree where the roots kind of hang down.
The roots hang down?
Yeah.
Like in the one in Cambodia, or?
It's a very big tree where the roots basically hang
Like
from
in
the branches.
Pocahontas?
Sorry, no?
The one tree in Pocahontas?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the superstition is that never stand below the tree and say the words like "come with me" or "follow me," because people think that ghosts or souls kind of hang around there, and if you say come with me, they'll follow you everywhere.
Oh, we kind of have the same thing in Korea also. They're like each like small town, like old tree, like there's a sacred tree that like protects the town from bad luck. If they cut down the tree, all the bad luck will come in.
We have that in India too. There's a movie based on that.
Oh, really? Recommend me.
Very bad one.
Like I know you hate Indian movie, but recommend me some. Okay, so a little bit like about grammar. Like the title is typo. When you are doing this, you cannot do this. So when you are doing this, that's the only thing we need to know. Now again, there are two versions. If it doesn't end with 받침, you add 를 때. Repeat after me. 를 때. So 들어가다 means go in. So when you go in, becomes 들어갈 때. Remove 다 and add 를 때. Now 하다, the most common verbs that we use, it doesn't have 받침. So we say 할 때. Okay, so this would be, okay, just repeat after me. 집에 들어갈 때. when you go in home, 신발 벗어야 해요. Now it means like don't, like when you go in, you should take off your shoe. And if it does end with 받침, you add 을때. So now the sentence is, when you eating in Germany, you should not put your elbow on table. Is that true?
Yeah, but that's like more manner thing than like a superstition.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're back to manner now.
Yeah.
So you have to like, how should you eat? Like this? Like you cannot do this
No.
when you eat?
Not at all. Oh, if you do that as a kid, they.
Like your grandmother is going to punch you?
Yeah.
Okay. In all Europe, no? Denmark also?
Yeah, but while in our old tradition in Denmark, we're very with with a lot of the manners.
How about US? No?
Yeah, don't do that.
I was like, don't put the elbow.
Yeah.
So
Just the
밥 먹다, it means like to eat a meal. So it becomes 밥 먹을 때. Okay, now that you know like location and 을때 or 룰때, now practice with your partner. Korean, you can ask like, when you're doing this, like you should not do this, you should do this. Ask your partner like, oh, how do I say this? And conjugate. I'll give you guys about 2 to 3 minutes. Here we go.
How do you conjugate
At home, take off
사회다 먹을 때 나는 그전 나는 처음에는 살기 나는 제 양말을 사야 이거는 많이
Then it is, or I can say something else.
You don't say true. You don't say true. In Korea, 진짜 literally break it.
보세요. So it's when you're in Korea, most of it
Every house.
Okay, one more then.
What does this mean?
독일 in Germany. 독일 is Germany. So, 에서 means that 팔꿈치 is elbow.
Order. Okay.
Elbow, it means elbow.
Wait, what? Elbow. Oh.
Like, do not put your elbow on table in Germany. Like, when you're eating in Germany, do not put your elbow on table. 밥 먹다.
This is not the food?
밥 먹다 is like eat meal. So it becomes 밥 먹을 때, 을 때. Okay, guys, let's see if you guys understood, everyone. So how would you say when you're eating meal, which is 밥 먹다, you should not do smartphone when you're eating meal. Okay, Jonathan, how would you say it? 밥 먹다 and smartphone 하다. Those are keywords. When you're eating meal, you should not do smartphone. How would you say it?
밥 먹을 때
밥 먹을 때
스마트폰 해도 안 돼요?
하면 안 돼요.
하면 안 돼요.
That's how it works. So make sure to review this a lot. And 하다 becomes 하면 안 돼요. Now, many misunderstood comes from small gestures, like gestures that is okay, like this. In many countries, this is fine. But for us, and maybe India, we take it as an insult. I just want to check this if this is like real. For us, like we do this a lot when we're taking pictures, and I heard that in UK or Australia, this is insult.
This is insult.
This is insult.
Yeah. This is the middle finger in UK.
This is middle finger.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, but we do it so much. We do it so much.
This is cool. This is not.
In the US, this is a gang sign.
This is like gangster sign, no?
Yeah.
I heard that like when UK, like when England and France was having war, like they were cutting like fingers of archers, so they cannot fire bows. So this means that, oh, I have two fingers, I can still kill you. Or this, like we do this a lot. Okay, is this like insult in any country? No. Not in India? Not in Denmark?
It became a trend in Denmark that when you did this, you were allowed to hit.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so if I did this and Stina looked at it, I could hit her. It became a trend at some point.
Yeah, that's more of a trend.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys understand? Like, if you go to Denmark, don't do this. In Germany too? What the hell is going on in Europe right now?
In Germany it was when you see a yellow car, you can hit someone.
We have those too.
You can hit. You can hit a yellow car.
No, when you see a yellow car, you're allowed to punch your friend.
Or punch your friend.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You don't know? It's like a trend in Europe. Just a game. Or this, like nodding head. In like most countries, I believe it means yes. In Bulgaria, I heard this means no, and this means yes. Is that true? Like anyone knows? So those are some actions like, oh, it's okay here, but it's not okay there. So with Korean partners and international students, exchange some actions. Oh, never do this, like never do this gesture. And I'll give you guys about 3 to 5 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah, like Koreans like to do those things like, you know, I'm like, yeah, like my brother said, he says like, yeah,
55분까지 좀 마무리.
거의 끝났어. 이거 마지막이야.
배터리가 4%야. 폰.
Americans love icons. Yeah, we are a lot stronger than icons. Absolutely, he would always look at people who were doing his hard time and crack them. He's like, when they broke eye contact, he knew he would win. Like right there. He would go to a certain trainer or people to score, like, he'll fight hard for 2 rounds and he's done.
It was just a way you can get
Okay, guys, we don't have a lot of time, so we will move on. Sanok, is there some like gesture in Australia that we should never do, other than this? Sanok?
You shouldn't stare at someone too much.
You should not stare at someone, but like,
Because they'll be like,
have you been
what the fuck are you looking at?
have you been to Australian beach? How can you not stare at someone?
Don't let them see you stare.
Okay, I'll wear sunglasses. And Stine, in Denmark, is there some gesture that we should never do?
It's primary, just not giving the fuck finger.
This?
Yeah, that's the primary thing.
Oh, just letting you guys know, for us, the finger is this.
That's got your nose.
This is middle finger in Korea. Yeah, I'm teaching you the good stuff right now.
This is how older people hit kids in India.
Hmm?
Take kids' nose.
Yeah. But, oh, gotcha now.
For us, this is like, oh, you're just a kid. Like, go home and suck on your mama's boobs. like for us, like it means that. Okay, so yeah, like I'm spoiling you guys right now. So this is the last topic for today. Tip service. Is it only thing in US? Other countries no?
You can do it.
You can do it?
Yeah, usually like at cafes and stuff, you do. But you don't have to.
You don't have to. But in America, it's like obligation, no? Like,
No, it's polite.
Like, if you get good service, give a tip. If it's a really good tip, it's a really good service, give them extra. But the thing is, like, tips are a big thing for servers because their average wage is lower than minimum wage.
Yeah.
Because of that, they're allowed to have tips.
they don't, like, the owners pay waiters?
They do, but not
They
as
do?
much.
But,
If they do pay them a regular wage, then they cannot get tips. If they
okay,
pay them
okay.
a low wage, then they're allowed tips.
So we're just going to practice to conjugate about tip and we're good for the day. So 미국에서든 or it doesn't have to be 든. Like let's just practice with 에서. 미국에서 in US. Now 돈 내, like give money, pay, give tip is the verb is 내다. So tip 내다 is to give tip. Now, how would you say you have to give tip then, SD? 내야 돼요. So in US you have to give tip. 미국에서는 tip 내야 돼요. And Alexa, how would you say? I told you that 안 하다, 안 내다. It means like I don't have to. No, 안 내다 is not to pay. So how would you say? Oh, in Korea. You don't have to pay tip. 안 내도 돼요. You don't have to pay tip. And here's the magic word. Let's review it one more time. Okay, put some feelings and emotions in there. 그래요? You gotta look innocent. 그래요? 몰랐어요. Really? I didn't know. So this might be the most important thing that you learned today. And this. Anyway, that will be it for today. Thank you guys for coming today. Let's take one group photo and let's take it like this and hashtag England.